we get these biting flies. I'm not sure if they're horse flies, to be honest, but I made this thing and I want to show you, and hopefully it's going to work. All right, so if you're watching this video, you probably have either horse flies or biting flies or something. There's a fly right there. The problem is the company who makes the actual one of these things cannot guarantee its success, because they obviously don't know exactly what type of flies you have. They could be from the family that's attracted to this kind of thing, and they could not be. So I didn't want to take a $500 gamble. So I made my own one of these. Okay, so what you have here is a A2, what do you call it? It's for a boat. It's like a buoy, a baba buoy. So I made this thing, and the idea is that hopefully the flies, the horse flies, are going to get caught in this top piece. So this took me maybe $120, $130 all in. So the way I did it was I took a couple of pieces of decking, cedar decking. I think it was either 5/4 or 4/4 by 6. I bought it at Home Depot for like $15 a piece. I ripped them down to about 1.5 inches. I ripped them all at the same time. I took a router, and on my router table just rounded the edges so they were all nice and round. These are 2 separate pieces. Okay, so piece number 1 is this base here, and I put some screen. I just used staples and stapled the screen and pulled it as tight as I could. This doesn't have to be so fancy. This top piece, this was a little bit of a bear, getting this angle. I just cut like 45 here and 45 up there. And I put the screen around it. Obviously you could see not so great. I cut a little notch over here, put this piece of wood across, and this is hanging. And on the top, this is something I purchased. I see there's a fly in there already. So it worked. I put this out about 15 minutes ago. I would like to see it work. It's a little teeny weeny fly in there. I guess it's a biter. It's a biter. It came with some disgusting stuff to put in here. I see actually 2 things in there. What I did was I cut 2 pieces of cedar. I cut a flat end on it. I have a little jig that gives you like a, not pocket holes, what do you call it? I forget what those are. There's little pegs. I'll put it in the description. And there's a peg in this side, a peg in this side, and I cut out 2 half moons. Just, you can use any kind of saw. When it's apart, it's a lot easier to cut the hole. And then same thing with the free-handed with the router. I just went down and I traced where those little ridges were. So this kind of sits in the recess there and they can't escape. And then I screwed this on from the bottom with pocket holes. And then on top, so you wouldn't see the nails, I just put actually the offcuts from these pieces of cedar that I cut down. So the idea is some biting flies, not all of them, but some, and hopefully the family of the flies that I have here, some of them are attracted to heat and they can't see if it's a person or not. I see there's something in there, whatever. So they're attracted to heat. So the ball heats up, the ball moves, the flies are fooled into thinking that it's a person. They go to bite that, and after they bite it, they take off, and they can only take off going up. And then they get caught in this thing, then they fry. So anyway, that's it. I didn't do such a good job explaining. Oh, and I hung the ball. I just basically hung it with some stuff I had. You can use a chain. You could put a metal piece across here. I didn't want to hang it. The real one has it hanging from the top, but I didn't want to put a lot of stress on these pieces because they're in there kind of living on a prayer. I glued them. I nailed them from the bottom, and still one of the pieces of wood. The problem with cedar is it's very weak, and one of the pieces of cedar split here already. So I screwed it in from the bottom a second time. So anyway, that's what we got. Like I said, we caught one fly. First day, a few hours. There's a bunch of little things in here. I guess these, I don't know if these are all attracted to that ball, but there's a lot. There's a couple of big things, a couple of tiny things. I don't know which ones of these bite. Is that a biter? Are you a biter? This is a big one. That's some kind of wasp. Stupid ass wasp.